Hello and welcome back to Chad RC Models and More. And you might be looking at the bench saying, what the heck, this isn't quadcopters or flying or anything else. No, it's model stuff. The summer heat's upon us, the humidity, the rainstorms, making it pretty difficult to fly on a regular basis. So I've been catching up on some YouTube videos, watching some great builds, and I've been inspired to get back to the bench. So what I want to talk today about is how do you build Bandai model kits, Gundam kits, pretty much any kit made from Bandai. Now, as you know, most of the Bandai kits come pre-painted out of the box, ready to go. You can snap them, cut them all apart, snap them all together, have a good looking kit. But you can take that up a couple notches, or you can take it to the extreme. What a couple examples are is, if you look at my ATST here, this is one that I did kind of in the middle. Just a little bit of primer, some base work, and some pigment and oil wash weathering. My X-Wing, completely painted, weathered, all of the above. So for all of the new people out there who are afraid of painting or don't have a paint booth or anything, how do you get that good level of realism on your kits without going through the hassles of having to have an airbrush and paint and everything else? Well, the first thing you basically need to do is you have your basic modeling tools like cutters and knives. That's easy. The next thing you will need is some products, some gloss type of finish of your choice, a dull coat matte finish of your choice, glue, and maybe a fur part or two to make it more secure. And then through different layers of that, you can move on to oil washes, pigments, regular type acrylic washes, or you can even make washes out of really thin down paint. And through various applications, you can seal everything in with a nice dull coat when you're done and get an awesome looking model at a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost. Now, of course, for all the hardcore modelers out there, you can go all the way, and that includes priming. I like to use the Tamiya fine surface primer. I also like to use the Style Res. I tend to use this more on figures and joint type of movements because it's not as thick as the Style Res, which I also thin down a little bit. This is an acrylic polyurethane similar to the Vallejo surface primer. Then of course you can do spray cans, insignia white, big popular color for Star Wars and Star Trek vehicles. Model Air, of course, is still my paint of choice for either in the brush or in the airbrush or brush painting. Tamiya as well. So then you can get everything all painted up, sealed in with a gloss varnish. Then you can start all of your various weathering, decaling, everything like that. Then you can come in and finish everything off with a dull coat. And really, the possibilities are endless. You can pre-shade, post-shade, everything. You can do, the sky is the limit. And then even at the end, you can come in with different products, like I've done on some of my builds you've seen, and make custom bases, or just make the little bases like this one that came with the Bandai kit a little bit more realistic. Like the ATST here is trampling through mud. But this type of weathering and stuff is really easy to do. You know, like those scorch marks and everything like there, right there is just pastels. You don't really need an airbrush or anything else. You can chip away at the decals with a knife to weather those. Oils are super fun. They take a while to dry, so they kind of take a little bit of a learning curve. Starship Filth, the 502 Obtalong, is pretty much the favorite and one of the standards now. You're going to want really good soft brushes, different sizes to blend and streak and everything else. And that's pretty much about it when it comes to how to build these kits. Really, it just comes down to how much time you want to put into it and how much quality you want to get out of it. You don't necessarily have to put months of work in to get a great kit. You can get almost equal results, possibly in days or a few weeks. And now I'm going to move on and pick out which kit I'm going to work on. I believe it is going to be the Millennium Falcon in 1/44 scale. There's a sneak peek glimpse at that. Plenty of good builds online about this already, but I'm going to light it and use my personal touches. So stay tuned for that build series. So, like, comment, questions, please subscribe. Anything that you need answers to, I will do my best to help. Until then, peace out.